Yeah, and in those aspects, some of those are inexcusable, right? Right.
Mhm.
As the blame game in those incidents are big, and big companies love to play the blame game, and it always comes down to a small corporation or a small company that manufactures some part or some product. It happens even in Hollywood. It happens everywhere. But yeah, it's very interesting on how the blame gets sorted around, and it's very interesting, and it's I personally don't like it, right? Because it's people get hurt, and in Daryl Hart's case, he death, so it's serious.
Yeah, it was great to see that drivers spoke up for Kyle in that case. I mean, NASCAR couldn't take away the fact that, it's a dangerous sport and that still should be expected, being behind the wheel of a fast car. But there's no excuse for not having safer barriers when they're supposed to be mandatory by the rule book. And so, it was sort of a firestone that followed them, and then you might remember, but they had drivers like Joey Logano, Eric Almirola, and Darrell Waltrip, and even big names in racing from Mario Andretti and all that, all commenting in support of Kyle, wishing him the best. Even despite his infamy from the past, you had
Yeah,
all these people gathering around Kyle and saying to NASCAR, the only way you can truly make it up to him is not only putting safer barriers on the track, but you should give him an exemption from not being allowed to be the champion this year because they couldn't give back Kyle's 11 races, and they couldn't rewrite history, and they shouldn't rewrite history. And so the racing community rallied around Kyle and said he's going to be missing at least half the season this year. The only way you can truly make it up to Kyle is give him a waiver so that he can still win the championship this year if he's competitive enough. And that's what NASCAR did.